Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, as you can see, I'm going to be creating this makeup look here, and this makeup look actually is inspired by Stacey Marie. She had actually done a makeup look like this a couple of days ago, or a couple of weeks ago at this point actually, and of course I did use her palette as well. So of course, if you do want to see how I created this makeup look, then just keep on watching. I'm going to be prepping my lids with the Louise eyeshadow base. I'm first off going to go into Chestnut, and I'm going to be taking it on my Buff and Blend brush, my 02. And I'm just going to start by popping this just within the crease. And with nothing on the brush, I'm just going to go over those edges just to kind of diffuse them a wee bit. Just so that they're not as hard to blend. And I'm just using the pattern motions for this, just over the edges. I'm going to take one of my 06 brushes, Lotta Latte, which is this shade here. So just blending the shade on the lid, kind of 50-50, so kind of half on the chestnut shade and then half on my lid where there is no product. Before I go any further, I'm going to be taking the Enquiries gel liner, and I'm just going to pop this in my waterline. Okay, I'm now going to take Zest, this shade here, and I'm going to be taking this on my 01 brush, my big fluffy crease brush. But just using a really light hand with this, because this is quite a big brush and it will blend quite far. But just going to really light hand it with this and literally just like tickling it onto that upper crease and brow bone. Now that we have those three shades built up, I'm now going to go back down my shades and back down my brushes. So the second last shade that we used was Lotta Latte with my 06, so in with Lotta Latte. Because as you blend up your shades, you kind of lose a wee bit of the intensity of the previous shades. So you're just wanting to go back and build them up. Back in with our first brush, which is my 02 and Chestnut. So that chestnut shade is the darkest brown within this palette, but I am wanting something slightly darker. So I'm going to go into the Clientele palette by P Perfect and go into, I might take a wee bit of the black and too much, so just in between these two shades. So I'm now going back into my 01 brush, and I'm actually just going to go over everything and give it all a wee blend, especially in the upper crease. I'm going to go into these Louise Duo Drops, this wee product here, and this is in the shade Bad Bitch. So that's what the product looks like there. And I have like a jelly liquid. It honestly looks as if there's nothing left in it at all, but it's very weird. It's a very weird product, but it's beautiful. Like, they kind of remind me of like a petrol spill or like an oil spill or something, but it just has the most beautiful duochrome finish to it. So in different lighting and different ways, it will look bright green, blue, purple, bright green, dark green. It's just, I'm not sure how it's coming off on camera. There's like a wee bit of like a greeny antique gold coming through there. It is stunning. It is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to be using this as my base for my pigments. So I'm just going to start by packing this on just in the inner corner. I'm also going to be bringing it up right to the upper crease, by the way. Not completely up to like the brow bone, but just past the crease. So I just keep on patting at it, keeping it tacky, but also blending it at the same time. Kind of. I'm now, while it's still tacky, I'm very quickly going to my pigments. Now I did this off camera to kind of speed myself up, so I'm actually using an extra of 3 different pigments, and I'm sorry to be awkward, but just use like any green pigment. So I'm going to be taking Pretty Green Eyes from Be Perfect Cosmetics. I will link these pigments down below, by the way, for you. And 2 of the Makeup Addiction Cosmetics loose glitter pigments in Impressionist and Green Bay. Bear Green? Bear Green. Yeah, I realise I look ridiculous right now, but we're just going to continue. I'm going to go back into the gel liner again, and I'm going to use this wee like pointed pencil brush, and I'm going to start running this along the lower lash line, kind of blending it up and around to the lid as well. Then I'm also going to go back into my 02 and the Be Perfect Clientele palette. I'm just taking the black shade, add a mixture of too much. So the black and the dark brown. I'm also taking my 06 to give this all a blend. And of course, obviously, like, I never worry about how messy and untidy it looks at the outer corner. We're obviously going to be fixing all that up. That's why it's so messy like this. So I'm going to prime with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I don't really know why I'm using this primer. It's not as if I need my foundation to last all day. I ain't going nowhere. Do you know, at this point, do I really even need to tell you what I'm using for foundation? It's actually starting to get a wee bit embarrassing now. So I do apologise that I'm going to be using this foundation again, but I'm not mad because it is my favourite at the minute. However, I have been taking N6 and N3, and I have been mixing these. So I think I did mention to you that I went on and I bought myself N4, this one here. So I think I might actually try this today with you and see what it's like, because N3 is too light because I obviously have tan on, and then N6, even with tan on, it's still far too dark for me. Do you know, the colour of it doesn't look that bad actually, does it? I'm going to show you something, and it's not exactly a selling point when it comes to this foundation, but I love it that much that I look past it. But I'm just going to put a stripe of that foundation there on my forehead, and I'm just going to crack on with applying this foundation to the rest of my face. I have noticed over the past couple of weeks using this foundation that something's not right. And I don't know if anybody else has spoke about this or said about it or mentioned it. I don't know, but this foundation oxidizes. Like, it's not really bad to the point where it will literally change like 3 to 4 shades, but it does oxidize, and I have noticed it. So I literally just done like a wee test the other day whenever I wasn't filming, and just doing this stripe on my forehead and then just cracking on doing what I'm doing now, and then I came back and added a wee bit more to it, and it was a completely different shade. So I'm going to show you what I mean, but I'm just going to blend this in first of all. Like, that shade actually does look good, actually not too bad, but as I say, it kind of oxidizes. So I do think if you're going to get a shade in this foundation, go a shade lighter than what you usually would be. Okay, so I've taken still a wee bit of 04. What do you see? There. Can you see? That's the exact same foundation. That's what I mean, it oxidizes. Amazing foundation. Absolutely, I love this foundation, so I really don't care, to be honest, but I just wanted to kind of point that out to you. So even though it does oxidize, I still do think that that is actually quite a good colour on me. And I had done the wee colour match thing that they actually have on the Be Perfect Cosmetics website whenever you're going to actually order this. And I had matched it to the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, the shade Punjab. For concealer, I'm taking the Revolution XX Revolution, sorry, concealer in the shade CX 0.05. So what have I got to update you on when it comes to the house? Absolutely nothing, if I'm being honest, guys. As I was saying there, I do apologise that I keep on using and probably will be continuing to use the Be Perfect Cosmetics foundation, because at this point I nearly have all of my makeup packed away. For the simple fact that 3 weeks ago we were told twice, you will have your keys. So we didn't 100% pack, and we didn't take that as absolute gospel or anything. We were just like, you know what, it could still fall through, you know, things can still happen, and they did. We obviously didn't get our keys. We heard no word at all from the solicitor or anybody for 3 weeks, and then we rang yesterday and kind of reminded them that we exist and that, you know, we bought a house and we've heard absolutely nothing for 3 weeks, like, hello. But at this point I have no idea when we get our keys. Like, it's the 16th of March today, and yeah. I would say we probably will not get our keys till like maybe the end of March, maybe April, who knows at this point. Where's my wee bronzer brush? I'm going to be taking the MUA Pro Base foundation stick. And here's another thing I was meaning to say to you is, I seem to be slowly but surely having a change of heart, by the way. So you know the way I had mentioned to you quite a few times that I'm not doing a house tour, I will not be letting you see my house. Just for like privacy reasons, whatever. I just kind of feel like I don't really feel that I need to show strangers on the internet my house, basically. But I'm slowly but surely having a change of heart, and I'm kind of swaying between possibly doing a house tour. Just like an empty house tour, and then maybe whenever we start decorating, doing like wee vlogs and stuff of me and Kyle decorating, or like me decorating, or I don't even know, because the house does need a fair bit of work to it. Like, obviously I think with anybody that moves into a house, unless it's a new build, you have a lot to do to it. You obviously want to add your own wee touch to it and everything, but I'm really tempted to actually do like a house tour. So I've just done a wee bit of baking there with the Huda Beauty Pound Cake Powder. Kind of torn between these two setting sprays, the LMD Cosmetics Dusk to Dawn or the Pretty Fresh from COLLAB. Okay, so I'm going to use the Luna by Lisa Jordan highlight I was using in yesterday's tutorial because it was absolutely beautiful, and it's in the shade Sunbeam. So I kind of have a wee bit of something to tell yous, although I'm not going to tell yous completely. I'm going to leave yous hanging. But oh my god, so it's basically something to do with YouTube. I just got this like particular email, and I'm not even joking, I literally could have cried. I think I actually did start like hyperventilating whenever I actually seen what brand it was that emailed me, like reached out and emailed me, and I'm gonna be working with them. I don't want to tell yous. I don't want to tell yous just yet who the brand is that I'm going to be working with, but I'm sure yous will be able to guess. Maybe. It's not Beauty Bay. But what brand do I love? What brand do I always talk about? What brand of highlighter flexitarian do I absolutely love? So I basically just told you without actually saying the brand. So I'm going to be taking the Serafina, is it pronounced Serafina, this wee Juvia's Place blush here. And then to bronze, I'm going to be taking the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer, this one here. So you're obviously going to have to keep an eye out for this video coming up. You'll obviously know by the title of the video, like... You know, I am not feeling one bit well today, and I am just hoping that it's not COVID or anything. So I'm just going to take this wee e.l.f. brow gel. I'm just going to run that through my brows. And then for my lips, I'm going to be taking the Juvia's Place lip liner. And then I'm going to be taking the Superstay Matte Ink Lipstick by Maybelline. I was actually in the Superdrug in Ballymena on Saturday there, and I was looking at these. I was looking at all the shades that they have of these because I was actually wanting to get more. Can you believe it? I literally used to hate this. Literally hated this product with a passion. But it's definitely grown on me, and I love this colour. Like, this colour is just my perfect nude. Stunning. But I was looking at the other shades and like the pinky nudes, and I was looking at a purple as well because it was quite cool, because I'm actually wanting to do like an all purple makeup look, like purple eyes, purple lips, just purple. And then I was also looking at the bright reds and stuff like that. But here's a question actually, what brand actually does a really nice orange gloss or liquid lipstick or just anything that's orange? Because I want to do a makeup look with orange. Okay guys, so I actually just done my lower lash line off camera there because it was nothing special. But I will tell you what I've done anyway. So I just went in with the Carnival palette, and I literally just took a wee bit of chestnut and just ran that along my lower lash line, just kind of like blend that black out a wee bit. And I obviously didn't really do enough. I think maybe, or enough? What? I didn't do a lot because we obviously had that gel liner laid down there anyway. It looked fine, but I just needed a wee bit of something. And then I just applied a wee bit of mascara to my lower lashes as well. But that is the completed look, guys, and I hope you did enjoy. All the products that I did use will be listed and linked down below in the description box, along with a direct link where you can go and buy my brushes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.